Welcome back to the Python tutorial series. I'm so glad you're here. Today we will learn about how to create a virtual environment in Python. So let's get started. For example, I've been running Python version 3.9 on my machine, and if I do pip3 list, this will list all the modules that are on my operating system. For example, on my operating system, I've been running Python version 3.9, and if I do pip 3.9 list, this will list all the Python modules on my operating system. And you can see here that it's a lot of modules. So if I were to create a project, I would just want the specific modules that I need. And virtual environments are automatically installed when Python is installed. If it's not on your computer, you can run the command pip install virtual env, and that will automatically install the virtual environment. But for most of you, it's already on your machine. So in order to create a virtual environment, I'm going to create a virtual environment for this tutorial 70, and it will be able to run all our code. So I'll do this by doing Python 3 -m and then venv, and I'm gonna call this env for a virtual environment. And now when I run this will create a virtual environment under tutorial 70. And it may take about 30 seconds or so to fully activate, but it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be an environment with bin include and lib. And an important thing to note is that you shouldn't mess with the code inside your virtual environment. For example, here I create a file called test.py, and it is under tutorial 70, but I did not put it inside my virtual environment. For test.py, I'm just going to create a program that says hello world, but if I want to run this, if I normally run this, it won't run inside the virtual environment. I need to activate it. There's two different ways to activate a virtual environment, one if you're on Windows and one if you're on Mac or Linux. So first I'm going to do Windows, it's env /scripts /activate.bat. And I don't have a Windows here, so it won't work. So I'll just delete this, and now I'll run the command for Mac or Linux, which is source space env/bin/activate. And now when I run this, in parentheses you see env, which means we're in this virtual environment. So I can run this command hello world inside the virtual environment by doing Python 3 test.py. And when I run this outputs hello world. And this also works outside the virtual environment. But inside the virtual environment, I don't have all these extra modules that I don't need. So if you remember earlier, we did pip list. We can do this again inside the virtual environment. And as you see here, we only have two packages, pip and setup tools. So that is much nicer than our long list of 50 plus packages. So this just shows what we need. If I wanted to install NumPy inside the virtual environment, I could do that in the command line by doing pip install NumPy. Now when I do pip list, it shows NumPy in our list of packages since we installed it. If I wanted to deactivate a virtual environment, it is easy. All I need to do is type in deactivate. And now I'm outside the virtual environment, and if I do Python 3 test.py, it will run test.py, but it will run it with all the other modules. So sometimes in this case it works. However, if you have large programs with a bunch of packages, it won't work the same way. So that's the benefit of creating virtual environments when you have large programs. And that's an overview of how virtual environments can help you in Python. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to follow along with this video series by subscribing and hitting the notification bell, or by clicking on the next video so that you can expand your knowledge about Python. And as always, I can't wait to see you next time.